The Holy Gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord Christ.
When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
In the name of God, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
I wonder if we had to come up with one or two words to describe the Beatitudes, what might they be? Surprising, counterintuitive, challenging, maybe a little frightening, a little misunderstood. I think when that crowd came to hear Jesus talk, when they came to hear what they hoped would be words of life, the gospel, they might have been a little surprised. I think perhaps in many ways Jesus turns everything upside down. The form of his preaching isn't really different. People would have been used to the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes would have been turns of phrase, would have been little sayings that would have embraced or upheld notable or desirable characteristics or stations in life. Blessed are the wealthy, for they will never be hungry. Blessed are the wise, for they will not be taken advantage of. Blessed are the strong, for they will fear no one. But Jesus embraces a set of sayings that really challenge that group of people, challenge us. Blessed are the poor, the meek, the hungry, the oppressed, the outcast, the mournful. Without overstating it, it's as though Jesus sort of lists a group of losers. And even though I imagine many in that crowd that would have heard Jesus preaching that day would have been able to identify with the words that he uses, I think they would have perhaps hoped for something more, something different. And so I wonder what they would have made of those Beatitudes, and I wonder sometimes what we make of the Beatitudes. I wonder if sometimes we have become so familiar with them that they just sort of wash over us without making too much of an impression. I wonder whether we sort of relegate them to the periphery as though we don't have to take them all that seriously. I wonder if sometimes we imagine they are just kind of a polite Christian poetry. We hear it and we sort of, we're entranced, but we're not transformed. I think sometimes, like a lot of theology, it's easier to perhaps describe the Beatitudes than it is to explain them. When I think of the Beatitudes, I think of my Father. My father's one of my heroes. He met and married my mother in 6 weeks. When they met, she was a 28-year-old divorcee with 4 kids and no college education. His parents thought he had lost his mind. But they've been happily married for 50 years. And several years ago, they moved from Vermont, where they were living, to Florida. And I went up to help them kind of clean house, get things in order, and sort of distribute some of the furniture and the belongings and that kind of stuff. So I spent 3 days up there, and it was a busy 3 days. We boxed up stuff. We took furniture to Goodwill. We cleaned up the house. We got things ready to sort of leave. And on the last day, we took, I don't know, maybe a dozen bags of just household trash and some boxes down to the dumpster that was behind my father's church and got rid of it. We went home. We all sat down on the sofa in the den, kind of content with how things had gone. We were enjoying a nice cocktail. And my mom sort of sat up on the sofa and she said, "Abby?" "Abby?" I didn't know who Abby was. Turns out Abby was Mom's 6-month-old little white fluffy kitten named after Abishai in the Old Testament, who was chosen by David in his old age. Known for her beauty, and she would lie down next to him to keep him warm at night. So we started looking for Abby. And we looked all over that house. And we did not find Abby. And we looked outside thinking, well, maybe somebody left the door open and she scooted outside. We couldn't find her. We looked and looked. We all kind of reconvened in the kitchen. And then in sort of a moment of fear, my mother looked at my father and she said, "You threw her out." I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You know how cats like to sort of get in things and explore? And I think you wrapped her up in one of those bags and you've thrown her into the garbage." And he said, "There is no way we threw out Abby. There is no way. She would have made some noise. She would have moved around the bag. We would have figured that out. That did not happen." And my mom has sometimes been described as sort of a female Winston Churchill. And my father said, "No." And he said, it's getting dark outside. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit. He said, "We didn't throw Abby away. She'll turn up." And she said, "You're going down to the church. You're going to find my cat." And he said, "No." And about 30 minutes later, my father and I were standing outside the dumpster. And I thought, well, maybe if Abby had been in one of those bags, she would have gotten out. Maybe she would have gotten out of the dumpster and would wander down the alley. So I started walking down the alley. I left my father there at the dumpster. And so he kind of looked into the dumpster and he said he started calling to his cat. "Abby, cat." And he found a broom and he started poking around in the trash. And he said he didn't find anything, and then he said he became worried that perhaps if we had thrown her away, that maybe she was injured. She couldn't answer. He thought, "There's no way I'm going home without this cat." And so he looked around, he rolled up his pants legs, took off his shoes, and he climbed into the dumpster. He still got his broom. And he said he's kind of wading around in the trash, and he said he could feel the tomatoes and mashed potatoes and squash and things kind of oozing up between his toes. He's just miserable and embarrassed and horrified. And he's kind of ripping open these little white trash bags and calling for this cat. And then he said, all of a sudden, he realized it had gotten kind of dark in the dumpster. And that something had obscured the street light that was kind of shining in through the door, and he realized he wasn't alone. And he turned around and he saw this kind of wild-eyed, bearded guy named Jack. He knew Jack because Jack ate at Mammoth every day. My father's church had a soup kitchen. They fed about 100 people lunch and breakfast every day. And Jack was one of their best clients. And he said he looked at Jack, and Jack kind of looked back at him and said, Reverend, you decided to join us in the good life? And my father said, Jack, I'm looking for Mary Lydia's cat. He said, I think we lost a cat here. So I'm trying to find the cat. And Jack said, Reverend, he said, you're a saint. And my father said, Jack, he said, you don't find saints in the dumpster. And Jack said, yeah, you did. He said, more often than you might think. Now, my brother and sisters and I kind of laughed a little bit about what motivated him to get into the trash. And we might know that there was an element of fear in that. But he would say it was nothing but love. It was love that motivated him to get into the trash, to go to that place where it was unpleasant, uncomfortable, smelled bad, unattractive. He said, it just sort of repelled him in a sense. It is the kind of place that is counterintuitive. It's maybe a little frightening. It's maybe a little off-putting. It's maybe a little challenging. Maybe not the kind of place we would want to go. But it was love that made him do it. And I wonder, maybe more than wonder, I believe that those Beatitudes are a roadmap that help us find our way to love. That through that act of sort of self-emptying, through the act of humility, when we mourn sometimes, when we're hungry, when we're desperate, sometimes it's in those moments that we really discover the essence of love. So I think as we conclude our time here today, we conclude our Pre-Lenten Retreat, I'm wondering, maybe I believe, that those Beatitudes are not maybe so counterintuitive. Maybe they're an invitation. Maybe they're an invitation to the way of Lent. Maybe they're an invitation to the way of love. I wonder if they are not truly an invitation to the way of life.